Alright, it's time for Team Battle Gragas, and it's one that you guys pretty much demanded I do, because he's been played a while, Voice Trick 1. He's been played a lot in Diamond and Challenger games, because he's got a lot better Voice Trick 2. His new Body Slam, much longer cooldown, except if he actually makes contact with something. The cooldown goes back to actually 1 second less than it used to be before. Not only that, but the damage is no longer split amongst the is no longer reduced when it hits more than one thing. Now it's just pretty much a base number and bam, slam everything. Everybody gets hurt. My runes and masteries. My masteries, I believe, were 2190 or 21. No, not 2550. I'm not quite remembering on that. And masteries, I believe they were attack speed, red, armor, yellow mattresses, blue, not mattresses, ability power blues, and ability power quints. There we go. Anyways, just watch this little cool gank. The fucking damage this guy does is absurd right now. Of course, all the things that make Jungle Gragas good still apply, though he did lose one of the most important aspects about himself. And before he got changed, his mobility was perhaps the best out of all junglers in the game. Lee Sin was a good contender to that, but Gragas didn't need to hit nobody in order to, or target anything in order. Not least. And Gragas didn't need to target anything in order to jump about or all that other crap, unlike Lee Sin. So Gragas was, the king of mobility. And his problem with mana still is the same thing, but one thing that definitely improved this time around is his fucking clearing is insane. He'd always have a slight issue with clearing because he wouldn't be able to finish everything off in a one volley. But now it's just one Q, one E, and then a punch to the big monster, and they're pretty much dead. He still gets a massive AD steroid from his drunkenness. He still gets he still gets a low cooldown body slam whenever he's actually clearing the camp. He just can't use his body slam to traverse the between camps, and he still has built-in mana sustain and health sustain. Of course, one of his best issues is, one of his best traits is still his ultimate, as you saw there. It's a long-range nuke, and even better, it's an initiation, a pseudo, and it's a not exactly a pseudo initiation. It's something. I don't know if I can call it pseudo initiation or you can call it true initiation. You throw it in, it disperses everybody, it gives your team an immediate advantage, and stops all sorts of channeling. And there's a little bit of frames where you can't really activate or do anything. It kind of momentarily stuns you, sort of like being headbutted. So it's a mix. It's a debatable as to what it is, but whatever it is, it's fucking strong. The fact is, he's an AP jungler. He's a very mobile jungler. He has built-in tankiness, and he doesn't exactly have to build any tankiness in order to take advantage of this. He's insanely cost-effective, self-sustained, and he still has some form of initiation. Not only that, it's ranged initiation. It's very safe initiation. He can use it for team fighting or skirmishes, or best of all, to disengage. He's one of the best characters at disengaging in the game. And a jungler with disengage is incredibly rare. There's only a very small handful of them. Lee Sin is one of them. Gragas is another, and I can't even name anymore. The thing is, to disengage properly, you need to probably not die as a result of doing so. A lot of other characters can disengage for their team, but they'll probably die as a result. Gragas, on the other hand, he can save his teammates without having to be anywhere near the fight. He can just toss his barrel and kill people or save people or whatever. So yeah, Gragas was always a very niche jungle pick and very average, above average in some aspects kind of pick. He was more specialized, but he always had that ultimate that made him such an amazing champion. Also, the attack speed debuff, while not as easily applied as Malphite's E or Lee Sin's E, is still a good debuff if you were to get it onto the carries or whoever you're focusing on that or needs attack speed. But the latest change to is he really made him better. He clears camps faster using less mana. He deals more damage if he ends up having to fight amongst a bunch of fatty things, and he deals more damage in team fights just for the whole sole fact that if he hits more than one person, he'll hurt them all evenly. That said, I'm not commentating much on this game because it's just a team battle. And, you can see we're kind of just stomping and destroying their necks. You're going to see here, I'm going to screw it up. I should have hit him a little bit more before I threw my ultimate, or waited for him to kick me before I used my ultimate. But nonetheless, as you can see, Spirit of the Spectral Wraith is helping me immensely, but if it wasn't for that item, I probably would have gone to Catalyst, and it would have still solved my mana issues, and then bring it to Rod of Ages. That is another one of Gragas' best traits. He can build pretty much any goddamn item. Or, of course, certain items will not be as good, and Season 3, he was kind of more suggested that he'd go a supportish build, but now Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, Morellonomicon, and like Rylai Scepter, he becomes a very strong AP support, tanky AP support champion kind of thing. Or I can build Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, go into Death Cap, and then deal some considerable damage. He deals a lot. He contributes a lot to the team with relatively little gold requirement. And Season 4 has made it so he needs even less, because Spirit of the Spectral Wraith fulfills more needs, and especially when it comes to sustain. It's like a weaker Catalyst in the past. Like I said, you would take Catalyst instead of what I have right now. And right here, you'll see everybody pretty much crumpling up into a mess of dead bodies. Nonetheless, right now, would actually strongly recommend picking Gragas as long as you have another tanky front liner on another team. Or if your team is composed of tanky burst champions and you were able to finish the game earlier. I am actually, I finally got to play Gragas in the jungle. Normally, everybody would never pick anything tanky, or I wouldn't be able to justify him in a team. But it's a team battle, and I picked him first, and then my team has to sort of accommodate to me. They didn't really. But we're friends, so who cares? So I'm actually thinking, if I get a chance when I play Platinum or my Diamond games, I would pick him. He seems like a very strong AP carry. I mean, he's a fucking Gragas. He carries anyways. And it's just his new body slam. It just feels so damn strong when you actually hit somebody. And the fact of the matter is, like here's the perfect example of his disengage. Pop my ultimate. I knock everybody away, and then I narrowly survive. Like in other team fights, if it was somebody else, you could throw your barrel in there and then they could flash or escape or whatever. But he's such a slippery champion. I mean, less slippery than he was before with his new E. But still, his ultimate is so good. He's balanced out champion. He's fucking amazing. Like, I love Gragas mid. Now I feel happy that I can justify picking him a lot more in the jungle. As a carry, don't know about competitive, but he's fun for solo queue. Yay.